22 Republican governors have now sent a joint letter to President Joe Biden opposing his plan to use your money to pay off federal student loans for millions of Americans. Their letter saying, in part, quote, "We support making higher education more affordable and accessible for students, but not at the expense of the American taxpayers." The governors continuing, quote, "Your plan will encourage more student borrowing, incentivize higher tuition rates, and drive up inflation even further. These outcomes hurt everyone, but none so more than the millions of working class Americans who have already paid off their loans or chosen not to borrow." So where does this pushback go from here? Joining us now, one of the governors who signed the letter, Idaho Governor Brad Little. Governor, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Good morning.
Governor, this is a massive expansion of welfare by another name. To your mind, is it even legal?
Well, I actually had a conversation with our Idaho delegation this week about that, and the issue is kind of standing. I think it's a blatant violation of the Constitution that the president can unilaterally foist $600 billion of debt on taxpayers, about $2,000 per taxpayer, without Congress acting. In fact, Speaker Pelosi in a previous time said it was illegal. Mm-hmm. It's a cost, and it is patently unfair. It's unfair to people that didn't borrow, and it's even more unfair to the people that made an extra effort to pay their loans off early.
That's right.
For me, the final part of it is the message that if you make a commitment to borrow money and pay it back, then all of a sudden it's wiped out. And I just think that sends a bad message to current people, to future students, that borrow the money. Uncle Sam will bail you out. It's the cost, it's how unfair it is, and it's a message.
Governor, what's the next step here? You've sent the letter, you've put the administration on notice that you and all of these other governors oppose this. Is a lawsuit the next step? How do you actually prevent this from happening?
Well, I think under any reasonable view, it's unconstitutional. The question is, who would have standing to sue? This is a conversation I had with my senators earlier this week. It's patently unconstitutional, but the way these things work is you have to have standing. I said, could my grandchildren, because they're going to have to pay off this $600 billion. They said, well, that's kind of a broad class. A lot of time the courts don't look at it this way. Mm-hmm. I think Congress ought to act, is my personal position, is they ought to say, you just can't do this, Mr. President.
Well, it's incredibly, as you point out, it's incredibly unfair, and hopefully we will see lawsuits where I think a lot of folks appreciate the fact that you and your fellow governors are at least raising awareness and at least attempting to do something about it. Governor, as you know, the Democrats in the middle of this recession, they are looking to raise taxes to pay for more government programs. You, on the other hand, are working to cut taxes. You recently signed a massive tax cut that helps flatten your tax code. Now, Steve Forbes has been on this show many times, and I'm a big flat tax proponent. Love talking to any governor who's willing to talk about flat taxes or eliminating a state income tax. Talk to us about how you're making Idaho more competitive.
Well, Steve Forbes has advocated for this for a long time, and I also am a disciple of it. We have flattened our taxes, but just 3 weeks ago, we got to the point where we now have a flat tax for everybody, but we raised the minimum where you don't have to pay any taxes. But for the third year in a row, we have given rebates. We've given a total of 32% back, 10%, 12%, and 10% of whatever taxes you paid last year. We just send you a check back because we don't know what normal is. Our revenues in Idaho are 25% over what we anticipated, and we just thought the right thing to do was to just send that money back to the taxpayers. Mm-hmm. this year we raised the minimum up to $300 per individual or $600 per joint filer. So we've made it to where more people are exempt from taxes. The rate is flat for everybody else, and then we're giving money back. Simultaneously, we made it the biggest investment ever in public education, part of our constitutional obligation, and we did it while cutting taxes and having one of the most solvent budgets in the United States.
That's incredible. That's a great success story. You know, a lot of folks are there. They want to hear government working for the people, and I think that's an incredible story that you have there. I want to switch gears with you really quickly. The president held what the White House called a United We Stand summit yesterday, or on Thursday, at the White House, and during the summit, President Biden laid out what he believes is the biggest danger we face as a nation. Take a listen to this.
Our own intelligence agencies in the United States of America have determined that domestic terrorism, rooted in white supremacy, is the greatest terrorist threat to our homeland today.
I thought it was Trump supporters and climate change, Governor, but what do I know? Now, with this type of charged rhetoric, real quick, I wanted to get your reaction. Is the president further dividing Americans?
Well, I think he's putting fuel on the fire. Obviously, you know, we live in a country where individuals, you know, the father of our family, Abraham Lincoln, said we want all people to enjoy the fruits of their labor. At that point in time, he's talking about slavery, but we still believe in that. The people that go out and work hard should have the best opportunity to provide for their families without government putting their thumb on the scales. The vast majority of Americans believe in that. There's always a few radical people that want to stir things up, but that is a small minority. And I think this president is trying to capture a few things that a few people do and blow it up primarily between now and the November election.
Well, and that's a shame. The governor of the great state of Idaho, Brad Little, thank you so much for being with us, sir.
Thank you.